My dream university accepted me, but my visa was denied. I thought my future was over until that rejection led me to Vienna, one of Europe's most inspiring cities, to a completely new place. Hi everyone, my name is Nurayim. Today I want to share the story of how my biggest disappointment led me to a completely different path. Music has always been the place where I feel like most myself. Whenever I sing, perform, or play an instrument, I feel connected to something deeper. That's why just a few years ago, I set one big goal studying music abroad, specifically in the United States. I thought that is the perfect path. I imagined myself studying at a music university, growing as an artist, and building international future. Um, I started mm, my application for the university. I improved my English, collected documents, prepared application, and then the moment I had been waiting for finally arrived. I received my acceptance letter. I still remember opening the email again and again just to make sure it was real. I thought maybe everything is finally falling into place after almost a year of preparation. Um, Everything seemed um, like paying off. And I thought, this is it. I made it. But I didn't know that rejection would eventually lead me to a completely new path. I will tell you later how that happened because there was still one step, the visa. When I received my visa rejection, I didn't know how to process it. A few weeks earlier, I was preparing for my new life, and suddenly I was searching for answers. What happened? It wasn't losing a university, it was about losing a future. I had already pictured. I had pictured my first days in the United States, the classes, the people I would meet, the music environment I would become part of, and the artist I hope to become. Suddenly, in one moment, it disappeared. I remember feeling empty because I had spent so much time preparing for a future that suddenly didn't exist anymore. Um, at first, I questioned myself, did I do something wrong? Could I have prepared it better? Was there something I missed? I think a lot of people experience this feeling when life doesn't go according to plan. We think one rejection means we weren't good enough, and I honestly I also felt that way, and I didn't see it as a new opportunity. I only saw what I had lost. But eventually, I had two choices. I could let one rejection decide my future, or I could look for another path. But before I found my new direction, I need to understand about myself first. Um, that I never really questioned before, and I chose to search. Starting again was much harder than I expected. Suddenly, I had to rebuild my entire plan from zero: new countries, new universities, new requirements. Honestly, it felt exhausting sometimes because part of me is still trying to bring back the dream that I had lost. But slowly, I started asking myself a different question, not how I can return to the plan I had lost, but what kind of future do I actually want to create? And that question changed everything. And I realized something very important. I wasn't chasing America. I was chasing growth and artist. I wanted to improve my voice. I wanted to learn. I wanted to surround myself with creative people. I wanted to build a life connected to music. I looked into different possibilities, countries like Hong Kong, Netherlands, Germany, and then I discovered Austria. That was the place I never expected to become part of my story. In the beginning, I was simply curious about Austria. My mind still was focusing on the future. I thought I had lost. I was trying to understand if the new direction could truly become something meaningful for me. Um, but slowly something started to shift. Instead of searching answers, I started feeling a new sense of possibility. The more I discovered about Austria, the more it felt right. It wasn't only a new destination; it was a place I can grow, I can create, I can build a new life. Um, I wasn't replacing my old dream. I was creating a new one. Today, I'm preparing for a completely new chapter. I'm learning German. I'm organizing my move. I'm continuing my music journey. I know there still will be challenges. Building a new life in a new country is not easy. Building something from the beginning is not easy. Um, I There are still moments when I feel nervous. I am learning a new language, moving to a new country. I started again, but this time I am not running toward to someone else's ideas of success. I am doing something that feels more like me. Before I measured my future by one acceptance letter, one university, one country, but now I measure by whether I am becoming the person I wanted to be. Because sometimes we are so attached to one version of our future that we stop noticing about other possibilities. We think there is only one opportunity, one country, one university, but life is much bigger than one plan. Looking back, sometimes I wonder if my US visa had been approved, would I have ever discovered Austria? Would I have questioned myself what kind of life I truly wanted? Maybe, maybe my first plan wasn't taking away from me my dream, but maybe it bringing closer to it. Looking back now, I don't see that visa rejection as the worst thing that happened to me. Of course, at that moment it hurt. I was disappointed, I was confused, I had to let go of the future I had already imagined it. But now I understand something I didn't understand before. That rejection didn't change the destination, it changed the way I look at my own dreams. I realized sometimes changes in our life don't come from getting what we want, they come from understanding what we actually need. If someone told me on the day my visa was rejected, one day I would be excited about moving to Vienna, I probably would not have believed them. Now I see that moment differently. Sometimes life closes the door, not because we are on the wrong way. Sometimes life closes the door because there is another one you haven't noticed yet. If you are facing rejection or uncertainty right now, I hope my story reminds you of this. Your past can change, your plan can change. One rejection does not mean your story is over. Your dream grow into something you never expected, and sometimes changes in our life begin with the moment that you thought everything was falling apart.